y que será en Las Vegas el 28 de junio. Y es que todavía no sabes contra quién vas a pelear.
No, que es Islam y es Charles.
Islam es más grande que tú, 8 centímetros más alto. Makhachev, si es Makhachev, te va a intentar tirar al suelo. Y tú dices,
claro.
Tú dices que el suelo es un punto.
Intentarlo y conseguirlo hay una gran diferencia. Nunca se ha enfrentado a alguien.
Former UFC featherweight champion Ilia Topuria has issued a bold warning to lightweight title holder Islam Makhachev and former champion Charles Oliveira. With his UFC 317 bout now officially set, Topuria is making it clear. He's coming for lightweight gold. However, who he faces next depends entirely on the outcome of this Saturday's UFC 315 main event. Topuria shook up the featherweight division earlier this year when he vacated his 145-pound title, announcing his intentions to move up and pursue two-division champion status. That plan is now becoming a reality. Appearing on the Spanish television show El Hormiguero, Topuria confirmed he'll be fighting at UFC 317 during International Fight Week on June 28th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And in a major reveal, he named the two men he's targeting, Islam Makhachev or Charles Oliveira. "The UFC promised me a title shot when I moved up," Topuria said. "It's either Islam or Charles. I'm ready to make history, for Spain and for Georgia." Topuria's ambition is clear, and with UFC 317 looming, the lightweight division is officially on notice.
Ilia versus Islam Makhachev, he's probably going to walk in the cage. I think he was around 180, 181. Ilia Topuria has never thrown a kick above the waist. Never in his UFC career. He's got this wide boxing stance. Obviously, there's a puncher's chance, but as soon as Islam grabs a hold of him, I think it's going to be over. You're fighting someone who's an orthodox boxer. It's not that hard to time a shot to the legs, and I'm sure Ilia is a really good grappler, really good black belt, but I think Islam's just going to be too strong, too powerful, and it's going to submit Ilia Topuria.
Undefeated Ilia Topuria, known as El Matador, has been calling out Islam Makhachev for months, confident he can dethrone the Dagestani champion, widely regarded as the pound-for-pound best. In his last fight, Topuria stunned the MMA world by becoming the first to knock out the incredibly durable Max Holloway, solidifying his reputation as one of the UFC's most dangerous strikers. Topuria believes his knockout power will carry seamlessly into the lightweight division.
How big was that knockout to you? Because I know Max Holloway was never knocked out. Everybody, all the fans think it was crazy, but what did it mean to you?
I wasn't surprised, to be honest, because I always knew it, that my time would come. But it's always very emotional when you are able to live that specific moments in your life, and especially when you fight a guy like Max Holloway that never has been knocked out. But I knew it. I don't know.
Ilia, you said you would be the first person to knock Max Holloway out, and you did it. How does that feel?
First thing I want to say is thanks to God. Everything belongs to Him. He gives me everything I have in my life, so...
Is this just typical fighter talk? Or is there real substance behind Ilia Topuria's claims? UFC CEO Dana White addressed the speculation during Thursday's UFC 315 pre-fight press conference in Montreal. "Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts right now." And yeah, that's pretty accurate, White said, confirming the rumors swirling around Topuria's next move. Topuria's opponent will be determined by the outcome of Saturday's welterweight title fight between champion Belal Muhammad and challenger Jack Della Maddalena. If Muhammad retains his title, Topuria will face Islam Makhachev for the lightweight belt at UFC 317. But if Della Maddalena scores the upset, Makhachev is expected to move up to welterweight for an immediate title shot. That would leave Topuria to face Charles Oliveira, likely for either the interim or newly vacant lightweight championship.
Topuria is vacated, right? So that's the difference now, is Topuria is saying, like, I'm no longer at that division, like I'm now at lightweight.
With the confidence from knocking out Holloway and Volkanovski back to back, he thinks that, hey, I can knock these guys out. But the only fight he's had at 55, he's gotten dropped by Jai Herbert. And then we've seen him get like out-muscled and out-wrestled by a couple guys at 45. I think Islam's just going to be way too big.
As Ilia Topuria prepares for UFC 317, he'll be watching Saturday's main event closely, alongside Islam Makhachev and Charles Oliveira. The outcome could reshape both the lightweight and welterweight divisions. However, not everyone supports this setup. Makhachev, the reigning lightweight champion, has repeatedly dismissed Topuria's callouts, arguing that he hasn't earned a title shot. Makhachev believes Topuria should first prove himself at lightweight by defeating a top contender, rather than jumping the line after leaving featherweight.
Done all that he can in that division, and he feels like he's cemented his legacy, and his body cannot make the weight anymore, so Topuria will be moving up to 155 pounds and will be vacating the featherweight title.
Makhachev is so good. He's so good that he head kicked Alexander Volkanovski in the rematch. He submits everybody. He submitted Dustin Poirier. He's a monster. When he gets guys on the ground, he just crushes them. And you could argue that he's dealing with a deeper talent pool. So his weight class is, in my opinion, the most talent-rich weight pool in the sport. 155 pounds is filled with assassins.
Be careful what you wish for, right? You got a lot of guys in your division, you still have to fight. And Ilia's getting to that point, right, where you're undefeated, you're getting a lot of hype. So now you're starting to call out and, play that game of trying to be like the next McGregor. But you don't want to mess with Islam because, like they said, it's different there. You want a street fight, they'll street fight you. He sees you, you disrespect him, he's going to show you what disrespect means.
The thing about Oliveira is everybody looks at Oliveira at his lowest points. And his lowest points, Cub Swanson knocked him out, Paul Felder smashed him, all these people beat him. But something happened when that dude had a kid. And there's a fire inside of him like the fucking center of the sun. And I don't know what it is, man, but he's a different human, man. He goes right into the line of fire, too. Straight. He's not taking any shortcuts. It's all risk. And he's 100% confident. Doesn't matter how hard you hit him, he's going to be fine.
Dana, Ilia Topuria did an interview a few minutes ago where he said the winner of this fight is going to determine whether he fights Islam Makhachev or Charles Oliveira on International Fight Week. Can you confirm that that's the stakes attached to this main event too?
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts right now, and yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Honestly, I have one fight in my division now. It's Gage, but other guy I beat already. If UFC want to give them again Sarukian or Oliveira who the win, no problem. I will beat them, and after I will jump to the other division.
Rumors it's going to be Ilia Topuria versus Islam. Is that
Well, we all know.
You said that you're ready to go up a division. There's a tweet from Ilia Topuria that he can go up the weight and he can beat you with no problem. What do you think about that?
Не знаю, еще столько соперников, и все хотят меня там в первом, во втором раунде финишировать. Все говорят об этом. Но я же сказал, сделайте 70 килограмм, заходите в клетку. И посмотрим, кто кого финиширует там.
There's all these opponents, they all say they want to finish me in the first or second round. I already said, if you can make 155, you can get into the cage. Let's talk about it then.
Not make sense. I fought with Ilia for what? Not belt, nothing, Money, I have money, I don't need money.
I really believe that I can beat the current champion, Islam.
There's all these opponents, they all say they want to finish me in the first or second round. I already said, if you can make 155, you can get into the cage. Let's talk.
Talking about coming to 155, and you're like, I'm tired of these little people coming up to fight me.
Not make sense, give the chance third time from the same guy. Okay, I beat the Volkanovski twice. People still say, you beat small guy, he's not your weight division. If I beat Topuria, it's gonna be the same. Everybody gonna talk same. If I go up, takes a second belt, this is a legacy.
But one of your friends, you guys are teammates, you and Bilal.
Honestly, Bilal killed my plan,
Yeah.
We become like close friends. We have same manager. Nobody would know what's gonna be in the future, I just have same dream.
Yeah.
I want to be double champ. I want to be like you, Champ. How many? 11 times defend your belt.
You're on your way, man. You're on your way.
So maybe after this one, it could be to move up to the lightweight division, and if we still have that fake champion in the welterweight division, Belal, that's a easy one for me.
This is exactly why Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev will be the biggest fight of the year.
If you will be in the Dana's place, who would be my next opponent?
Islam, 100%. I tried to tell him that this weekend.
That would be a great fight.
That's the fight to make. You have a world champion versus a world champion. It's simple. You knocked out Max Holloway. You knocked out Alexander Volkanovski, one of the greatest of all time. That would be a huge fight. Everybody would get excited about it. Also, it's the most marketable fight. Everybody else has lost to him, right?
I don't care if Islam decides that he doesn't want to fight me. You're going to have to fight me. You say that you are the world champion, you're gonna keep dominating the division, all that. I'm here. You can't keep avoiding me all the time.
And then the other thing is there's not really a compelling challenger at 155 other than you. Like, he's kind of cleaned out the division. There's no one else.
საოცნებო მეტოქე ვინა?
ჩემი საოცნებო მეტოქე ვინა?
აი ვიცი, აი გული დგინდა რომ ერთხელ დაუდგე.
დიდი სიამოვნებით ოქტაგონზე შევიდოდი ხაბიბ ნურმაგომედოვთან.
რატო მასთან?
ცხებელი რეკორდი აქვს 29-0-ზე და ატრაქტიული რეკორდი აქვს ჩემთვის. მე კიდე ისტორიულად ღირსეული ჩემპიონი არის, საპატივცემულო ჩემპიონი არის.
რა ამარცხებ?
100%.
Please tell these guys, let's go with your chicken.
This is a guy that's trained and coached by Khabib, who, 28-0, stories that he's never lost a round in his life.
I take him close to Khabib. I will submit him closer to Khabib.
You'll submit him in front of Khabib?
Yeah. I take him. Khabib used to take people in his shoulder, take them down and talk to Dana. I would do it to Khabib. Like, I will take him, but...
Ilia Topuria fighting Islam Makhachev, or should Ilia just fight Volk again?
I feel like Ilia deserves that, but it takes two to tango, and I don't feel like these Dagestanis, bro. Even though they say anytime, anywhere, it's like Islam wants to make sure that Ilia deserves it. He wants him to go through the number one contender, as we talked about before. But if I had my choice, of course, Ilia fight Islam Makhachev. Do I believe Ilia could beat Islam? No.
Camp has begun. All you got to do is Google the name Ilia Topuria. It's all over the internet. It's all over Twitter. It's everywhere. Camp has begun. But I think Islam's wrestling is probably a little bit better. But if we just say that, if you look at the striking styles, Ilia Topuria, I favour him as the boxer. Islam Makhachev, he's got some nice little kicks, just as Alexander Volkanovski, right? But the problem is with Ilia Topuria, with that boxing style, he's very, very heavy on that lead leg. So you're going to look for Islam Makhachev to chip away with calf kicks, try and keep him at bay with Ilia being the shorter guy, then bring the kicks upstairs. Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev, that would do huge numbers, and we all want to see it.
For the title, how do you see that one playing out?
It's a tough fight. Ilia, better striking, good boxing. He never fought with guys who can wrestle very well like Islam. So we'll say it's a 50-50 fight.
Do you think they're going to give Ilia the opportunity to fight Islam for the title if it's not you?
I think so. I'm open for everybody from top 5.
Comes to can Ilia catch him? That's what is, and he definitely can. Ilia's very, especially with his approach, he really backs his strike and his boxing. He really knows that he will eventually find the chin, and he's stoic till that happens. You know what I mean? He is on task, and he doesn't. You know what I mean? He'll go even if things aren't working. He's still going to try and find it. So I think Islam's going to be a tough matchup for him, because Islam can be quite defensive and safe. I think he's going to know he needs to play it safe with Ilia, because he knows Ilia's going to have that.
You have a world champion versus a world champion. Like, if anybody deserves a fight for the world title in the next weight class, it's you. It's simple. It's simple. You knocked out Max Holloway. I mean, it's simple. You knocked out Alexander Volkanovski, one of the greatest of all time. It's simple. That's a no-brainer. That's the fight. He doesn't want to fight 45 anymore. He wants to fight 55. World title.
Islam wouldn't want it, right? He wants to fight legit contenders, and he's had like featherweights, ex-featherweights, late notice guys, replacements. He wants to sort of solidify his title reign, but probably is no bigger fight than Ilia, right? If he goes and batters Ilia, looks pretty good.
Do you think he beats Ilia?
These guys, I don't know. To be honest, I've ruled him out a few. Oh, we're gonna get run. Hello.
About to get ran over. Sorry.
My
bad.
I don't know. Every time I've ruled him out, he proves me wrong. So I'm not going to do it again. Yeah, like I say, I think Islam wins and he gets high.
Ilia, his grappling offensively, it's very good. If you shoot in on this guy's legs and you make a mistake and you're the one going for the takedown, he has a very good chance that he might put your ass.
Ilia's coming into the division. I honestly think he's the most deserving, but I don't think
Makhachev and his team right now want to give a shot to another 45er. I think they feel like they did it twice. That's enough, you know. Now they want contenders, and at the same time, but Makhachev also wants to fight new guys. So it's kind of one of those things where you're stuck because you have a new opponent, but he's a former 45er, and you're like, I don't want to fight another 40.
Everybody has their own style, and it seems like his style is just doing what he did. Honestly, I believe Islam is just a little too much for him, but I'm also a fan, you know, so I would have loved to see.
Основное то, да, в Австралию полетел, у него там на заднем дворе подрался. Команда, мы считаем, что Топурия, он достойный боец. Но он чемпион, защитил пояс, выиграл очень серьезных ребят. Но эти все ребята, которые были в 66, даже тот же самый Холлоуэй, который он выиграл, он перешел на 70, он ничего не сделал. Из-за этого нам нужно, чтобы Исламу тоже немного осталось. Если так посмотреть, Исламу скоро 34 будет. Но Ислам тоже хочет драться не с Топурией и с Волконовской, или который вышел на замену с Майканом. Ислам хочет драться с большими именами, которые заслуживают, которые давно уже в 70 килограмм. Ты переходишь вес, заслужи и...
It's not. Because in those fights, you had a guy in Volk who's the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, unquestioned. He beat him, and he did not get the respect or the love that might have been anticipated, right?
Cormier first.
They already fought once, but we were talking about if Ilia goes in and knocks out Islam Makhachev, like how high do we put him on the GOAT list? Right? Like to me, I'm like, John Jones is #1 no matter what. I don't think anybody could surpass John Jones for a long time. Obviously it would take a ton, but everyone in my circle at least is like, man, if he goes and knocks out Islam after knocking out Holloway, after knocking out Volk, he's got to be up there, like top missions, really good wrestling. And so I think people are like saying like, oh, well, he'll get out wrestled, but he has great wrestling. So man, I don't know. I would have to go with Islam because he's bigger, and I think weight maybe plays a factor when you have two really highly skilled guys, but that would be an absolute bang.